Welcome to the Late to the Nitro Party podcast. This is episode number 8. Taking place at the Von Braun Civic Center in Huntsville, Alabama. Original air date October 23, 1995. It did a 2.6 TV rating with an attendance of about 7,000. Now, already in the ring are your hosts, Zach, Brent, and Clay.
You are totally the biggest mark.
And I have half the brains that you do.
Hulk Hogan, you can go to hell.
And all these people are a bunch of stinking bums, aren't you?
Reigning United States heavyweight champion Bret Hitman Clark.
So hello again, folks, and in case you couldn't understand Stephen Hawking on our intro, we're going to be taking a look at WCW Monday Nitro from October 23rd, 1995, from the Von Braun, now known as the Von Braun Civic Center in Huntsville, Alabama. Attendance to this show was 7,000, 2,100 paid, so once again, less than half. So, everybody, bring up your copy of this episode on the network and prepare to press play in 3, 2, 1, play.
And we're off.
WCW. Monday Nitro, baby. I'm excited. This is the last episode that we have to watch Halloween Havoc promos.
Hallelujah. I'm so tired of those Halloween Havoc promos.
Just machine versus machine, brah.
So, Grant, you out there?
I'm here.
All right.
I'm just taking it all in, man.
Yeah. So this looks to be in another hockey arena.
Right?
A lot of empty space.
I called my cable provider. I told them that I wanted to be part of the biggest thing in the history of the world. Sign me up. And I'm
so here we go. We're already
Havoc.
starting off with a wrestler in the ring here. So we're getting right into a match for once and don't have to listen to Bischoff spout nonsense for 5 minutes.
Oh, it's
Macho Savage. Man. Look out. Wearing what appears to be just day glow, orange, green, purple.
Camouflage,
blue.
yeah.
Yeah, it's day glow camouflage, basically.
I like that pattern.
He's basically wearing an oxymoron.
He looks, yes. he looks like a giant bottle of Faygo.
Who's he going out here? Kurasawa.
Yeah, this is Kurasawa, who's kind of been on a tear lately. I think he's actually undefeated kayfabe at this time.
Yeah.
You know, they're still touting him as he broke Road Warrior Hawk's arm, so they're kind of giving him a rub off that, kind of showing how strong he is.
Are the babies crying in my world or in your world, Grant?
Maybe both.
Okay. All right. Any info on Kurasawa, Clay? Anything?
We went over it a couple episodes ago. I think Manabu Nakanishi is his name. He's still under contract in New Japan. I think he's like pushing 50, so he's still in the business. They're doing an angle here where Savage has an injured arm. I'm not sure if that happened on a previous Nitro or on another show, maybe Saturday night. But he's selling his arm, coming into the match injured, and Kurasawa, as we'll see, is going to work him over pretty good.
But for some reason goes straight for the leg.
Yes, that makes a whole lot of sense. Bischoff loves this because he keeps, selling. Oh yeah, back leg round kick to the quad because.
Oh yeah, he's a TKDer.
Bishop's a kickboxing fan.
That's right.
As we'll see here in a couple.
He's a black belt, isn't he?
Yeah, oh yeah, he's
in whatever.
Yeah, he tries to get himself over pretty heavy here in a couple years as being a kickboxer.
When he challenges
he remember. Fought Larry Zbysko.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And here we go. We are already out of the ring. Just one guy this time, though.
So Savage is playing up that he's hurt and just gets brain chopped in the back of the head.
So what kind of agent am I to believe that this man has, that he's injured and he still has to wrestle?
Yeah, let's send him out there against the guy who has an armbar submission.
Right.
Nice sort of modified vertebreaker there by Kurasawa. We saw him do that on the outside with Craig Pittman a couple weeks ago. Nothing like a 1800s plantation owner stereotype in 1990s.
Managing a Japanese wrestler.
Yes.
I'm checking out the shirts in the background.
Yeah, I always get infatuated with the crowd in these old shows.
In this match, we get a update on the 1995 World Series because that was the one the Atlanta Braves actually do win.
Oh,
so
who were they?
They beat the Cleveland Indians in 6 games, maybe, but
a very 90s World Series.
At the time that you view this, it may no longer be okay to say Cleveland Indians, so just substitute that with whatever it is.
Whatever their name is now.
What they're calling it. The indigenous native peoples.
So with Ted Turner being the owner of the Braves, they got to play that up pretty.
That's his other money maker.
Pretty heavy, yeah. Well, this definitely wasn't his money maker per se.
Yet
he wasn't making a lot of money per se.
I think they'd started turning profits in '96.
Yeah. I think at their height they made like $60 million in their best year, and then
which for Turner isn't all that much.
No, but 3 years later they didn't exist as a company.
They lost way more than they ever made in the end.
Yeah, there we go. World Series update.
You should probably just tap out. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, but he's Randy Savage. Yeah. He's crazy. He's
afraid that he'll take his spot.
He doesn't know any better.
In real life, this match never would have happened because of his arm injury.
Right. So we get a cut to commercial. I bet there's a Halloween Havoc promo.
I don't like
damn it.
I don't like that we're going to commercial without like both guys outside the ring getting a 10 count or something like that. Like,
it's sort of, there's still action going on.
As far as I know, the greatest thing ever is happening, and I'm watching commercials for Surge and 3D Cheetos. And
it would be funny if
they come back.
Once they come back, like, you dismissed the greatest thing ever, and our
Bruno
replay doesn't work.
Sammartino has returned.
And we lost the tape. It'll never be shown again.
They'll never let us show that again.
It was the most gruesome thing ever.
Yep.
Too bad the censors can't allow it.
So Savage not getting a lot of offense in here, you'll notice. Kurasawa's basically whooping his ass.
I'll bet he still wins.
Sounds a little stiff.
So, Grant, do you know what keel hauling is?
Spell that.
Not off the top of my head. Can you use it in a sentence?
Well, probably not.
Where are you going hauling that keel?
The reason why I bring that up is that Steve Mongo McMichael makes a reference to keel hauling. And Heenan, as Heenan does, acts like, what the hell are you talking about? And Mongo actually explains it as it was a form of like execution, I guess, for old pirates, sailors, where they'd basically like drag you up under the boat and drown your ass.
Yeah,
Yeah, but the fact that Mongo references it during a wrestling match is very strange, and I don't understand it. It's
the only smart thing he knows, and he just had to say it.
He's like, yeah, got to get it in. I learned something the other day. I better mention it. Yeah, Bischoff has to use kickboxing terminology during his wrestling match.
Luckily, it was on that booth that's taller, that has the cover on it.
Yeah, that was fortunate.
I like the Macho Man sign that was made with 2 pieces of dot matrix printer in the crowd.
We've seen a lot of dot matrix printer signs
that was
in the crowd.
I wonder if they pulled the...
Stiff clothesline to the back of the head. So... Watch this here. He's face down and realizes, shit, he's got to hit the elbow drop. Let me just turn over for you.
Yeah,
there we go. Okay.
Hold my neck so it looks
now
real.
I can take this move.
Yeah.
So I would think Savage is safe enough in the ring to probably land it on the back of somebody without hurting them. So I kind of got to knock Kurasawa for that. It just looks it looks pretty hokey. It looks fake, which is good.
Mm-hmm. On the other hand, I sure don't want to go to Japan and get killed doing my job. So
true.
Savage never made it over to Japan, did he? I don't think.
I'm sure he probably wrestled there some.
Well, he probably wrestled for some WCW maybe, but most guys from the 80s did a tour in Japan.
Right. Savage got about 2 to 3 offensive moves in that entire match. Mm-hmm. He basically got his ass whipped for 5 minutes, hits 2 moves, and then wins.
I think I saw Sling Blade in the crowd.
You mean Billy Bob Thornton?
Billy Bob Thornton.
So Mongo wearing the Canadian tuxedo here. His
nice.
Denim shirt and Pepe in a denim shirt and a denim cowboy hat. And Bischoff in his ubiquitous turtleneck.
Hmm.
God, he's so bad. When does Mongo quit commentating and actually start
hope next week.
Like it can't come soon enough. At this point, I mean, I would rather watch him wrestle a 60-minute draw against Hacksaw
against his dog
than listen to him commentate another freaking Nitro.
It's WCW. It would be a recorded match and he would commentate.
Undertaker's coming out.
It's Sting in a time machine.
Okay.
No, it's this guy. Clay,
so
you explain that.
This guy is the master
and the ruler of the universe.
He's the creator of the Dungeon of Doom.
He's a mix between Skeletor and Uncle Fester, best I can tell.
This guy's actually Curtis Iakea, who is was a pretty successful wrestler in the Pacific Northwest territories. Went by the name of King Iakea. Here he's playing a sort of a cult leader who shouts a lot. He says here that
looks like an obese gargoyle.
A little bit. He says here that this is the insurance policy of the Dungeon of Doom, and naturally the Sherpa guides have unearthed a 13-ton block of ice from the Himalayas and have hauled it all the way to Huntsville, Alabama.
There's a lot of mention of white Bengal tigers as well.
Yeah, that's they reference that as Hogan as the rare white Bengal tiger because they shaved his whiskers and other nonsense. I don't know.
This was an era when this kind of stuff could still fly.
Why anything? That is obviously plastic. Like
I
think that's an extra from an American Gladiator set.
Yeah, it kind of has that look about it.
And it's even glowing.
He also goes on to say that Hogan has surrendered his colors. You know, he came out in black the other week. Yeah. And, they shaved the whiskers off the rare white Bengal tiger. And now Hogan wanders in darkness. And hey, everybody, it's Paul White and Kevin Sullivan.
Ridiculous.
So, Sullivan is so freaking boring on the damn mic. Like, we talked about this the other week, that the Giant, as green as he is, in my opinion, cuts a better promo. Like, it's a different type of promo, but I believe him more.
Kevin Sullivan still cuts 1970s promos at this point. He is right about that.
Yeah.
A little foreshadowing. We're less than a year from that.
I mean, Sullivan's promo is just so darn choppy. It just doesn't. Do we need him? I mean, the master, Curtis Iakea, he did his job.
No,
he cut
absolutely.
a good promo. Why do we have to have Kevin Sullivan talk? I love Mean Gene selling that the Giant's about to rip his hand off. He's so strong. That's awesome.
No, out of the 4 people in frame right now, Kevin Sullivan's the worst.
Yes. Yes.
He looks constipated.
Well, yeah, there is 5. We've got somebody in that block of ice who... arguably, he was okay. I mean,
he's probably at this point a better worker than Kevin.
I love like the silhouette they're using inside that block of ice. That's obviously like a cardboard cutout or something.
I love. Do you remember when Goldberg hits the jackhammer on Reese and like the ring damn near broke?
Yeah,
probably like 98 sometime.
I remember that, yeah.
Because, you shave somebody's mustache, they lose their mind.
That's how the Allies won the war, man. Someone shaved Hitler's mustache. Lost all his power.
All his power.
Kevin Sullivan is also the same, like, size, shape, and proportions of Mean Gene.
Yeah,
I want to say, maybe we mentioned that. It's like, you're the same height as Mean Gene Okerlund.
Yeah.
How am I to believe that you can, you're this all-powerful, evil guy that can beat up Hulk Hogan?
It's the same hairdo, just blonde, too.
Yeah. Hey, guys, good news. Halloween Havoc's coming.
I didn't hear about this one yet. Tell me, Bischoff.
They do promote the shit out of this.
Mm-hmm. I wonder how many pay-per-view... wonder what their pay-per-view sales were.
I should have looked up a buy rate.
Yeah, I should have too.
Maybe we can do that for next week. Get some information. We will have a rundown of Halloween Havoc for anybody that hasn't seen it and want to save 3 hours of your life. Just listen to us. We'll run it down, and you can go about your business.
I don't know if you can hear it out there in the internet world, but there is probably screaming kids in the background. Just never mind that.
Yeah, they're fine.
They're fine.
We actually both run a labor camp out of our homes.
Yes,
and,
make sneakers.
Yeah, well, sneakers, jelly bracelets, anything you buy with tickets at Chuck E. Cheese, that comes out of my house.
You got to do something in this recession.
So, hey, everybody, it's the star of Thunder in Paradise. Who's that?
Oh, that other guy, not Hulk Hogan.
Oh, yeah, it's like his sidekick.
Yeah.
Didn't it have like a rip-off of Kit from...
Yeah, it was like Nightboat from The Simpsons.
It was a talking boat. Like
like there's always a canal.
I actually do remember watching Thunder in Paradise.
So do I.
I can't say I ever watched it.
I remember watching it, and I was like 10, so I enjoyed it. But
so Hogan, all in black, gets to cut another promo. The star of Thunder in Paradise. He actually gets a decent reaction here. He doesn't really get booed a lot.
Where are we at again?
We're in Huntsville, Alabama. So, I don't know. Maybe that's a Hogan stronghold.
Yeah, I figured New York could be his stronghold, but I'm not sure why people in Alabama are.
He doesn't get booed out of the building like he did, like in Chicago. He just got.
Or Bischoff's figured out how to pipe in crowd.
Yeah, that's very possible.
This is great.
As I walk through the valley of the shadow of the Dungeon of Doom, I shall fear no evil, dude.
I like Coolio's version of that better.
Dude, bro. Oh, my God. Oh, in this promo, we get a reference to the O.J. Simpson trial.
That's right.
In which Hogan says, like, this is not PC at all. I can't believe they let him get away with this. He
95.
says, we all know what a guy in a pair of black gloves can do. Yep. And then he makes a throat-slashing motion. Yep. It's like, whoa.
People didn't care at this point.
Easy, buddy.
Was this the original trial or the retrial?
This was 95, so yeah, this was...
It's the original trial, and the retrial you're thinking of is the civil trial.
Civil suits, right.
Well, don't take that off. You've got a neck injury.
Aww.
No, he doesn't need it.
You mean it wasn't real the whole time?
Then why was he wearing it? I don't understand. He's down. Oh, is he down to one cross, or is one of them black?
One of them is black.
Okay.
Yeah.
This promo goes on far too long, like most of Hogan's promos, because he's allocated a certain amount of TV time, so they just got to send him out there and let him jabber on for 10 minutes. Hogan's going to cut a promo on Sting, Luger, and Savage, saying that they're turning their backs on him. Sting stole his colors. We will see Sting wearing red and yellow later tonight. So
I really do like to think that this is some sort of foreshadowing to what ends up happening. I don't know that they put it all together.
You're giving them way too much credit.
No, I know.
But yes, let's go ahead and just think of it that way. At least it makes his heel turn make sense.
Right.
I wish they would have played that a little bit. I don't think they do, but we'll find out.
If they would have like talked about this in like 8 or 9 months, whenever it actually happens, like that would have made Bischoff look so smart.
Yeah.
But you know, like he decided like the week before that.
Like, we're doing this.
Hogan.
Yeah. You're giving him way too much credit.
Who goes to war with monster trucks? Just give them guns. Just send them on the roof with guns.
Just
you know what would have been funny for Halloween Havoc if they used the announcer from the video game Monster Truck Madness to announce it.
Like they totally
Hulk
should
Hogan
have.
is doing it in the air.
Was that on PlayStation 1?
Computer.
It was computer.
It was a Windows game. It was a Windows 95 game.
Holy crap!
The Giant is out of control.
Why is Kevin Sullivan cross-eyed in his Saturday night picture? It's like his mugshot.
So we get to see that Harlem Heat's active still in some of these WCW. Well, I think they're one of the best modern tag teams for sure.
Yeah, I mean, like many tag teams, we'll often see the more talented of the two goes on to quite a bit of success. I mean,
I'd also like to point out at this time WCW is still active with tag team wrestling. I think WWF by now has just about abandoned it, if not completely.
They have the New Day, and that's about it.
Here we go. 2 future horsemen right here, teaming up.
Yeah, and the
Malenko and Benoit.
The horrible thing is that one of the guys announcing is one of the other ones.
Oh, yeah.
for don't give it away for people who don't know.
Oh, right. If they're watching this, they know, I guarantee.
It looks like Malenko pared down his mullet a little bit. Looks like he trimmed that up. It's not quite as...
You mean Benoit?
Benoit.
I think he missed a spot on his mustache, too. Take a
look
look at that.
I saw that. Looked like he kind of had a little soul patch there.
But, like, not centered.
So we've got Malenko and Benoit taking on Eddie Guerrero and Mr. JL. It was supposed to be Eddie Guerrero and Alex Wright, but we'll see Alex Wright coming out here with a... I'm not sure if this is kayfabe or not, but he's got a knee injury, so JL's replacing him. So, hey, we get Benoit, Malenko, and Guerrero in a match. So, you got to take it when you can get it. And, Jerry Lynn's not bad either.
No, not bad at all.
I mean, he's fine.
Speaking of tag teams, I'd actually just watched this earlier. There is in Georgia somewhere, there was like a attempted murder, like a car chase and attempted murder. It ended up, they wrecked in a Hardee's parking lot or something.
Like recently?
Just like yesterday. Oh. And it just happens that this is across the street from a restaurant that Scott Steiner owns. And he was interviewed as a witness on the news.
I have to watch
And they don't know who he is. They refer to him as the guy who owns the restaurant.
Oh, that's great.
He doesn't sell who he is or anything.
Does he call anybody a half-breed?
That's what
he has the hat on, but he still has the blonde and black goatee.
Awesome.
And he's totally normal. But they don't have any idea who he is.
I wish he would have been in character. Just hitting on the reporter, holler if you hear me, flexing.
Big bad booty daddy. Oh my God.
I have
to all the freaks out there.
I have a Scott Steiner shirt somewhere.
You need to look up some of these old wrestling shirts that we have on eBay and stuff. That Bash at the Beach '99 one with Malone and Rodman and all that.
Yeah,
it's $100 shirt now, and I have
really?
that. Yeah.
So if you ever get in a pinch and need $100 really bad.
Like I was telling Clay the other day, I really want one of them Brady Lewis special NWO 6 shirts.
The 6 shirt,
but those are crazy expensive.
Are they?
If you can find one.
I've got my Outsider shirt.
That'd be a good one too, yeah. I have like 4 Sting shirts that I haven't looked up yet, but
we get some high flying shenanigans out here. Oh,
I kind of
they almost headbutted each other there. It looked like. So all 4 of these guys really. I mean, they've all wrestled in Mexico, all wrestled in Japan. A lot of fast paced action.
This is basically an ECW match from like a year before this.
Right, yeah.
which at that point would have been Eastern Championship Wrestling, I believe, still, in 94.
In 94, it may have been. I don't know if they hadn't adopted the Extreme gimmick yet.
I remember the first, back in the early days, I don't know, probably 97-ish. 96, 97. I wanted, you could occasionally catch ECW on satellite, but not really.
That is the most needlessly complicated arm drag in history.
So yeah. I wanted an ECW tape, and my grandma got me one for Christmas, and I was so excited. It was unfortunately called We Wrestle, and it was a tape showcasing the fact that they could also put on good, solid technical matches, not just extreme stuff. So there's not even a chair shot on the whole effing tape.
Nice tilt-a-whirl backbreaker there from Eddie on Malenko. Made that look really good. Not botchy at all.
Yeah. You will find that in cruiserweight matches around this era that a lot of stuff is kind of like that move earlier. There's a lot of needless spinning and flipping just to do like a DDT.
Yeah, a lot of this, too, we'll see in this match. There's some real neat stuff, but Bischoff doesn't know what to call it.
That's, we got a rumble in the back.
Hold on.
We interrupt this really amazing match
to show you two guys clubbing each other. So, Scott Norton and the Shark getting into it. You'll remember a couple weeks ago when Norton lost his match against Savage and Shark fell on
his legs.
That's why they're feuding.
I imagine Scott Norton just does this in the back all night anyhow.
Yeah.
Haku actually started it. I don't know why.
We had Bunkhouse Buck, Dick Slater, and Haku Meng, I guess, trying to break that up.
Huh.
Back to the cruiserweight matches. That's why later you'll see him bring in Tenay. Is one of the reasons they cite is to call those matches because he's a lot more technically knowledgeable on that stuff.
He knows what moves are called, basically.
Nice.
Oh my God! Look at that! Look at that person right above Malenko's head. All you see is eyes.
It's a small African American child who's wearing glasses
in a Hulk Hogan bandana, and you see nothing.
The reflection off the ring lights are hitting his glasses, and
I tried to be as politically correct with that as possible.
Yeah, I mean that's fine.
Here we go. See, now you cut to commercial on a rest hold.
Yeah, that makes a little more sense.
Match.
Of course, awesome stuff has happened since then, but...
Right.
Talking about not knowing what to call moves, there right before they cut to commercial, Malenko has JL in an abdominal stretch, to which Bischoff calls it a standing grapevine, so whatever.
They should just let Mongo call these matches by himself, just to see what you get.
That's the old Jim Ross, some sort of submission
maneuver.
All these guys can really go. I mean,
I didn't see the kid you guys were talking about earlier, but I just caught him a second ago.
Yeah, it's creepy looking.
Yeah, it's really kind of scary.
It's very distracting. I can't quit looking at him.
You can see him smile, too. Oh, we shouldn't be saying these things. People actually listen.
No, it's just an observation. Doesn't make us bad people.
Okay.
Another needlessly complicated arm drag.
Okay. Someone needs to get rid of that kid for a second.
Well, it's just his glasses.
I understand what it really is, but it's still funny.
He looks like a chud.
Oh, man. Go ahead. You're going to say something, weren't you? I was going to say something stupid, so you just talk.
Yeah, you're good. Let's see, what do we got here? Just a lot of good, fast tag team action between all four of these guys. We aren't talking about the match a lot, honestly, because there's too much going on. I mean, we're not professional announcers. We're not going to give you a blow-by-blow of this match. You guys can watch it by yourself.
I'm not going
to Mongo this thing.
Yeah, we're not going to act like we know what we're talking about.
I just think Benoit's offense looks better than anybody's in the business.
Because it's the stiffest.
It's because it's real.
It's because it's real, right? It's real to me, damn it.
I mean, he would... If anybody it's pretty interesting. If anybody has read the book Ring of Hell by Matthew Randazzo, it really goes deep into Benoit's psyche about how he was obsessed with wrestling, and he was obsessed with the Dynamite Kid and sort of replicating his style, but
almost a stalkerish obsession.
Really. They would say Benoit would mess up a spot maybe a little bit, but nobody really noticed, and he would like physically punish himself for it. And he landed right on the back of his head again with that superplex. And it was an awesome-looking superplex.
Don't do it, Benoit. You'll get brain damage.
Yeah, I mean, he just absolutely jellies his brain.
I don't mean to go off subject, but did you watch Sami Zayn AJ Styles
on
Raw last night?
Oh, I did not.
I haven't either, but I read about it, and apparently there's a pretty nasty-looking spot.
Did somebody
get
hurt?
With Sami Zayn landing right on his head. He got up and still moved, so he's not dead.
He might be hurt.
I read about it.
I forgot to set my DVR, and I did not watch Raw. So
I always read the best and worst of Raw on that UProx website.
I usually watch their YouTube channel, Top 10 Moments, so I watch 3 hours. So instead of fast-forwarding 2 hours and 30 minutes of a 3-hour show, I watch a 5-minute YouTube video, and I'm caught up.
Yeah.
But, Sami Zayn, AJ Styles, I would have liked to have seen that match.
I'm going to watch it probably tomorrow or tonight when I'm laying in bed on my iPad. That's a pretty good exchange here.
Oh, yeah. Eddie's on fire. I'm not sure why Benoit was facing away from the action there.
He really sold that kick, though.
Insiguri flips Malenko over. Eddie's on fire.
Fire, baby.
Scott is on fire. So, quick tag. Malenko doesn't realize that...
I like that.
Malenko doesn't... They don't realize that JL is now the legal man. They did good camera work on catching that tag.
I forget even who's on the teams. Is it Guerrero, JL?
It's legal.
Malenko,
yes.
Benoit.
JL's legal, but Malenko doesn't realize it.
Okay.
And
so that's no DQ on getting tossed over the ropes.
No. But it was unintentional. So Malenko's legal, so we get a victory roll from JL, and that's a big pin for Jerry Lynn.
Yeah.
Goes over Dean Malenko and Chris Benoit. You'll notice Alex Wright did tripped up Malenko there with his crutches, so a little out, so they don't go over totally clean.
Right. So
a lot less Hogan shirts in the crowd than you would have saw 5 years prior to this.
In the front. About it. Girls and little kids, basically. And that guy.
And you got to think that those shirts were given to him.
Mongo McMichael just called Alex Wright a cripple. So that's PC. Oh, loose cannon. Here we go. Just attacking people for no reason. I love it. Loose cannon.
I'm a fan of Brian Pillman from this time.
Spits on him.
Brian Pillman is basically like their Kurt Cobain gimmick. Yes, he just died like a year before this. Not even a year before this.
Or after this. He
died in 94.
Oh, Kurt Cobain died.
Kurt Cobain.
I thought you were talking about
Pillman.
Well,
then Brian Pillman died.
Boy, that'd be something.
Yeah.
Guy's a hell of a worker.
So, Guerrero just gets DDT'd on the floor by Pillman for no reason. So we're seeing him just start to do random acts of violence because he's the loose cannon.
Wow.
Sherry looks good there.
That's Sherry Martel?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
She was hot.
Yeah.
In that picture.
She gets that way for a while.
Oh, man. I did not realize that.
Hey, guys, good news. I just saw in this preview, I think Vader's going to be there.
Oh, right, yeah. Did you know there's going to be monster trucks?
Hopefully Hogan gets tossed off a building. I'm really rooting for that.
That'd be cool. I think that's the same flame logo they use for Burger King now.
And then.
It's not melting, it's just cracking for some reason.
You would think it would be some sort of an ice person inside of that thing, but, we'll see later.
Here's the thing, Bischoff. you rented this venue, so you can control what comes in and goes out of it because you run this company. But you got some jubblies going on there.
You know, honestly, for all the nonsense that goes on, they should have said that like Savage was the commissioner.
That would make
because then it
sense.
makes sense. He's just like, I don't care, do what you want. Bring in a block of ice.
Okay,
have monster trucks on the roof.
Kayfabe, the commissioner, is still Nick Bockwinkel,
right.
And I think they dropped that. Like he doesn't really make any appearances or anything.
She's dead, right?
She has passed, yes,
okay.
Sadly.
God, I did not realize. I mean, she's nuts. But
so we have face-painted idiots.
TNT, WCW, all right.
Like
they were given tickets, by the way.
Probably.
He said, "We will let you in. We will give you free beer if you paint your
face." The poor
face
bastards that had to do the W. The C is easy; it's around the outside. The W goes across your mouth and up your nose, and
just lead paint.
Yeah, he was the short straw.
It was actually lead paint still at that point.
They do in WCW.
Yeah.
So here we got Harlem Heat versus Sting and Luger. Look at that. Old lady was not pleased in the crowd. She's just not want to be there.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Stinger is wearing red and yellow. So Hogan's not happy about it.
He
stole his colors.
He's not wearing it anymore.
Yeah. I love the frightened by own pyro spot. I love that.
See, and again, I might have mentioned it with Sting's music specifically, but I know there's a few people at the time. Sting's music's great because if you don't know who he is, you just listen to the words. That explains the whole story.
He's nice to this little kid,
right.
too, which means he's a babyface.
Yeah, no. Yeah, don't cross him or get in his way. he does this and that. He's also quick as a cat. And his name is Sting. Like, Jesus, it sells itself.
I didn't realize how big. I mean, Sting is damn near as big as Stevie Ray. Yeah. I mean,
Steve is pretty in shape.
He's a lot bigger guy than you think for as fast as he moves around.
If you look, I know there's a couple of pictures, but of him and the guy that would eventually be the Ultimate Warrior, they're not.
That's exactly what
back in the Power Team days. They're what was that the name of their tag team?
No, the Power Team is
the Blade Runners.
The Blade Runners. The Power Team's the guy that rips the phone books in half.
Yeah, they like go around and preach the gospel and rip phone books in half.
They tell you not to do drugs while doing lots of steroids.
They actually came to our high school once.
Yeah, no, it was
awesome. Power Team?
You don't remember that?
No.
The Power Team was at our high school.
Dan Davis. What a dad. That's the only guy I remember.
No, this guy, and it's pretty impressive. One of the guys took a full, unopened soda can and crushed it with one hand, popped it.
He's on steroids.
I also remember the blind guy. I remember the blind guy that we seen drive away. Do you remember that, where that blind guy talked and we seen him driving from the high school?
That seems fishy.
Yeah.
It's like, I think this guy may not really be blind.
Yeah.
You know there's a conspiracy out there that Stevie Wonder isn't really blind?
I thought you were saying this conspiracy that blindness doesn't exist and it's all a scam for money.
It's all a work.
There's people out there that think, it's...
His hair looks really good for a blind person.
Well,
I know he has people do it.
He probably doesn't do it himself.
I know.
But there is some conspiracy theorists that say Stevie Wonder can see.
I bet he gets a lot of chicks just for sympathy.
He's Stevie Wonder. Jesus.
He's the Ebony and Ivory.
Yeah, he's the man. So anyway, we got a wrestling match going on.
Luger.
I forgot we were watching Nitro for a second, yes.
Grant, you love the double axe handle. You mark out for that move for some reason.
And that one was so poorly executed.
I'm going to hit you in the shoulder blades as hard as I can.
And he jumped about 2 feet up and half a foot out.
You know who Stevie Ray looks like? A buff Steve Harvey.
A little bit.
Look at that. I mean, Steve Harvey with muscles.
Yeah, I could see that. Maybe
he could host family.
Maybe it's the same guy.
Should have looked up and see what Steve. You're not gonna be able to look away from it, but Luger has a gigantic wedgie and just total cheek hanging out, and that will do. Oh Jesus! I don't really want to see Lex Luger's taint. He wants to pull it out, but he knows he can't. Like, watch his right hand. Like, he keeps wanting to pull it out. But
props to Luger for not pulling it
doing
out.
doing the gear adjustment instead of selling the move. Yeah,
it may be disgusting, but good job.
He wanted to.
That's when you ask someone to body slam you and politely pull it out for you.
Yeah.
my nuts hanging out, please. Body slam it.
It's just his ass cheeks hanging out of his freaking trunk. I remember when I watched this match earlier, like, I was so distracted I couldn't even tell what was going on.
Clay has a hard time not looking at Lex Luger's ass. That's the takeaway from this episode.
Just freaking look at it.
That's why you don't wrestle in black underpants.
I've never been a fan. Look, I get it. I understand people have wrestled in the short trunks for a long time, but yeah, you don't want your ball falling out on national television.
I will say there's only a few guys that can actually pull it off and look good. Hacksaw just looks like your friend's dad.
So my question is Hogan pissed at Harlem Heat? They're wearing red and yellow.
Hogan.
Why doesn't he have a beef with them?
And as we'll find out later in years gone by, Hogan is a little racist. He admits it.
Yeah, doesn't make you feel quite so bad for Booker T for calling him the N-word that one time.
Moral of the story, if you're making a sex tape, don't talk about black people.
Have you guys watched that?
No, I haven't.
The sex tape?
Yeah. I haven't. I'm not going to. But
I've read what he said.
I have no interest in seeing that. There's literally probably thousands of people I would rather watch have sex on video than Hulk Hogan.
Wait, why is she pulling pictures out of her butt?
Okay, I noticed that too. I think that's the Colonel, Kurasawa's manager. Uh-huh. There's some sort of love triangle infatuation angle with Sherry and Colonel Robert Parker.
By the way, guys, I just looked at our schedule. It looks like the next episode we're doing instead of Nitro is actually a commentary on the Hogan sex tape. So,
okay, good.
Special edition. Play-by-play on the Hogan sex tape.
He has undone his pants.
Yeah.
Yeah, she just called the woman brother.
Sherry looks good.
Yeah, I don't ever remember looking that good.
So we've got a chin lock here. I think Luger's out. I think he's out. Yep. Ring the bell.
Where's the ding-ding guy? That kid in the crowd. There he is again. He's hulking up. Is Hogan going to get mad about that?
Luger hulks up. Or Luger's up.
Luger's up.
Pull your goddamn trunks out of your ass.
Now he's had a chance, surely. Now I think he's just showing off.
Yeah, he couldn't.
That is obviously not ice.
Yeah, that is plastic.
Bad angle, camera guy.
Why couldn't they have gotten just a giant block of ice? You had the money.
Well, it's only an hour show. I might have, not
during this match.
When Harlem Heat came out, though,
Ooh, Booker T misses the Harlem Hangover. We're probably going to get a hot tag to Sting here. During this match, Heenan actually is conversing with Mongo and asks him Mongo asks Heenan what a Yeti is. And, or maybe Bischoff.
And he pronounces it Yeti, just like...
Yeti. But Heenan's totally right. He goes, oh yeah, it's just a big hairy guy like Bigfoot. Which he's correct. It's an abominable snowman. And we'll see
what we get.
Yeah.
I don't know why they pronounce it that way. It drives me nuts.
Maybe Yeti is copyrighted and they can't pronounce it the same way. I don't know.
It's like machete. It's the Yeti.
Machete. There we go.
Maybe we're pronouncing it wrong. Maybe it actually is Yeti.
Scorpion Deathlock. Oh, Stevie Ray interferes. So this is the main event of this show. This show's about over.
Yeah, we were just minutes away from...
Double suplex to Luger, but Sting's still the legal man.
Oh, God.
Yeah, top rope clothesline on Booker T.
I'm sorry.
And he gets the win.
Ooh, wait a minute.
Oh, and yeah, we got to have these guys run out once per show,
Red and
sometimes
yellow
twice
Kevin
per
Sullivan.
show. So Luger's going to eat a choke slam.
A little disappointed
So
they didn't play
something-
Luger's music.
Sting, watch here. Sting takes this choke slam, and you see he kind of, like, Giant's hand slipped off of him there. Sting's hurt.
Oh, he is?
Sting's going to roll out of the ring, and then you see trainers come down. Like, Sullivan drags him out. Good on him. And he calls for somebody. Like, he goes and tells them, and then we'll see trainers run out. So something happened to Sting there. He maybe
ever talked about?
No, I mean, he wrestles at Halloween Havoc, so he's okay.
He probably just got the wind knocked out of him.
He probably got the wind knocked out of him because I think he mistimed his bump because Giant got him up, and you kind of see him slip a little bit, and then he delivers it, and I bet you he knocked the wind out of him or something.
Their machos checking on
him. They're calling for people to come down. So we get the showdown between Hogan and the Giant in the middle of the ring.
You know, it could have been a work if Kevin Sullivan hadn't checked on him.
Right. But Sullivan, I mean, good on him. He gets him out of the ring so nobody, like, falls on him or something. But people are down there checking on Sting.
And Hogan's getting beat up in the ring, just so we know.
So he's hulking up. Look out. Did he hit his finisher? I wasn't paying attention.
I think he got chokeslammed out.
It's finisher. It's Hulkamania fuel.
Yeah.
Comedy bump into the corner. Now here comes the rest of the Dungeon 2. Silliness.
See, you'll see later that, and I don't want to give anything away to everyone who already knows it, but you'll see later in this situation when fighting an entire stable that one of the people that was part of this match is smart enough to get a baseball bat.
Hold on. Speaking of baseball bats, Dillinger has a billy club, and he needs to. What if he just waffles Hogan right now? That'd be awesome.
Hogan, that'd be great.
Yeah, Heenan hit him with it. That's awesome. Which Dillinger's playing up that he's the head of security.
Mm-hmm.
He's got to keep stuff from going haywire here. So this
it looks
happens.
like a dick.
Little bit.
That's a dick.
Looks like a turd.
And there's a mummy, and a mummy comes out.
And there's a mummy, and the show's over.
Oh my
That's
God.
it. So, we obviously just saw about a split second of a mummy right there. So, question. So, a Yeti, as I understand it, is a abominable snowman type creature. That's a mummy. Okay. Mummies come from where, Zach?
From
what do you think of when you think of mummies? Like what part
Egypt.
of the world?
Yeah.
Egypt. Earlier, the master said that chunk of ice was taken out of the Himalayas. So there's some geographical discrepancies going on.
Well, the Tibetans were the ones that came up with the whole Yeti concept, aren't they?
Which makes sense, probably, yes.
The Tibetan snow monster.
But that's a damn mummy.
Right, and it was a big, basically white Bigfoot.
So the reason why that is a mummy, a little background on the Yeti here. The Yeti is played by Ron Reese, who would go on to be probably best known for being in Raven's Flock as Reese. Really, he's actually a little bit taller than the Giant. Really big guy.
I wouldn't say better known, only known for being in Raven's Flock.
Well, and the Yeti.
But people didn't know him as Reese.
Right.
When he was the Yeti.
The Yeti was originally supposed to be played by Giant Gonzalez, which makes sense. You put him in the hair suit from like WrestleMania 9. Mm-hmm. That at least kind of resembles a Yeti. Something to do. They couldn't come to agreement with Giant Gonzalez, so they get this other big guy, and they think, well, if Gonzalez ends up being able to do it later, we can just unwrap the mummy and have it be Giant Gonzalez. So,
which would have been a pretty big pop, because this is 2 years after WrestleMania 9.
Yeah.
where he was...
Giant Gonzalez is widely considered one of the worst.
Right.
He's bad.
He sucks at wrestling.
But people
know
who he is, correct. So that's a little background on the Yeti.
You couldn't afford someone to make a Yeti costume? Like, really, there wasn't anyone you could find and say, here's $1 million.
Yeah, this makes
we
absolutely
need
no sense.
A Yeti costume.
I think, actually, we should write into Kayfabe Commentaries, and next time they have a guest booker with Kevin Sullivan, beg them to ask the question, what is the deal with the freaking Yeti?
And they may have. I don't know. I haven't watched all
that's true. I haven't watched all of them, but I wonder if Kevin Sullivan does like a guest booker 95 or something.
At least put like a polar bear skin on the guy, something.
Yeah.
Anything but toilet paper.
I don't know.
It would have made more sense if he was dressed as one of the Coca-Cola polar bears.
I mean, this is the go-home Nitro before Halloween Havoc.
Well,
come back with us next time, and we'll have a rundown of the Halloween Havoc pay-per-view, and we'll be here next time on Late to the Nitro Party.
Grant, did you have something else?
I'll pick it up on the next one. I got to call my cable provider and tell them I want to be part of the biggest thing in history.
Right.
Kids, get your parents' permission before you call. All right. Good night, everybody.